Hi, welcome to Brick and Bricks. I'm your host, Neil. This is my 100th episode, so today we're going to do a room tour. I've been doing this for 2 years now. It's been a lot of fun. I got into YouTube because my buddy Chris over at Showtime Pizza, before he passed away, he was like, "What are you doing, man? Quit sitting on your hands. Get off the toilet or take a shit already." So here I am, 100th episode, 2 years later. I actually started collecting Lego myself personally probably in 2016. I took my last stage appearance then. When the band broke up the following week, I found myself bored. I didn't want to do the band thing anymore, so then I picked up Lego. So technically from 2016 forward is when I actually started collecting. When I first started collecting, I was just collecting what I could get at the store. Then I started buying stuff on eBay. Then I met a few local people that were in the Lego, and I did a couple trades, and my collection started to grow. So anything that's an older set before 2016, I've either bought on eBay, either built out of spare parts. I bought so many sets over the years, just these few years. In fact, do you save your boxes when you buy sets? At first, I didn't, but I do now. Here's a picture. As you can see, I save all my directions or instructions, however you want to say it, as well as my boxes. I've always felt that, it's part of art. It adds a tiny bit more value in the resale market maybe. So I like to keep that kind of stuff. But anyway, we're going to go into this tour. My room here that I use this as a studio is only 12 by 10 by 10 foot high. 4 walls. My favorite wall right here. I keep it blank, so there's only shelving on 3 walls. Sometimes when I'm building my giant mocks, I need to use a couple of those pieces that might be in a set. So sometimes I eat sets. I have a lot more sets not on display that I have in pieces and parts that I ever need that I can put back together really quick. So anyway, let's get into this tour. You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi? What? You gonna say hi? Huh? Alright, as you can see the green screen behind me, it's probably doing something weird. But of course, we're just gonna go ahead and just turn ever so slightly like so. And that's where my collection starts. So let's take a look. Alright. Hope you don't mind the handheld. Hopefully I don't shake it up too much on you. So, alright. So as you can see, I do believe that set is now retired, and you can't get that one either. Now, I traded a castle set for the Star Destroyer. It had a bit of sun damage on it when I got it. It was like the very first trade I ever did. I knew nothing. It probably got ripped off. I'm pretty positive I got ripped off on that deal. But, you live, you learn. Alright, this set here, the Battle of Ferrix. I'll be honest with you, I'm pretty positive this is a one-off ship. Most likely I'm going to end up eating it. It's going to become spare parts for something that I'm building. Or maybe turn it in some kind of other ship to use just as a one-off. I just don't see it happening. Of course, I've got the Darth Vader head. My daughter got me that for Christmas. Alright, remember that from Star Wars. I think it was the Freemakers ship. The bad guy, the killer drone that Sidious and Vader had. And of course, Lego N Factor. I can't, that'll be there forever. My buddy Qui-Gai, his channel's doing pretty good. He was the drummer of the band. I was the front man. And Showtime Pizza guy. The pizza boy, man, miss him. Here's my buddy. Alright, we got the playset Death Star here. I've had this for some time. I don't think I'd ever get rid of it, or tear it apart. It's a Death Star. Maybe one day I'm going to decide to panel it in. The new shuttle that came out a year or two ago, I can't remember quite exactly when. And that was the set right there that the original Grand Inquisitor came with. It's an advanced tie. Not quite like Vader's though. troop transport, Lambda class. Of course, we got Rogue One set there, another Rogue One set. Another play set that I'll probably keep together just because it's Vader's Castle. You gotta love Vader's Castle. And then I've got it on this little turntable platform here, so I can just do that to see the inside. And over time, as I get new sets in, I'm not putting up any new shelving to justify her. Cad Bane ship. And we got the Knights of Ren ship. Alright, the modified X-Wing that I made. Next up, Poe Dameron's X-Wing. It's the only new X-Wing I have. I didn't really buy too many of the new movie sets as we go on. Alright, we're going to start to come down here. We're going to start getting into the Clone Wars sets, and then back in some of the Rebels. And then that one was one of the racers from Resistance. I'm surprised it was the only one that came out. But then again, I'm not surprised because the show wasn't all that good. Now, this Millennium Falcon came out a long time ago. We bought this for my son when he was little. We started buying Lego for him when he was little. And we started with the original Barnacle line, which I still have a lot of those, as well as the Power Miner sets. We have some Monster Hunters. Remember that from the Solo movie. I bought 2 of those because I thought it would be better. And it is better as 2. And of course, we're just going to keep going. Alright, another one-off ship. Man, it's an awesome ship. I'll never destroy it. I love the Razor Crest. Sad to see them blow it up. But then again, you know, without them blowing it up, then we wouldn't have this one. Now, you remember I did a previous episode where I bought this set. I was going to do a set review on it. And it had a missing bag. It took me 3 days to get a replacement set for it. And I just put it together. I was so aggravated. I was happy to see all the pieces in it, though. The original Jabba's Palace. Boba Fett riding the Rancor. A bunch of the Boba Fett figures. You know, I didn't buy the new Boba Fett set. As you can see, I don't keep too many of the play sets together. Those become parts. I've actually got a couple of those Sandcrawlers as well. And I was talking about some of the Barnacles. There's one there, which turned into Hero Factory at one point. And a Power Miner set that I still have together. And Old Man Captain Rex's ATTE. And we remember that from the Clone Wars. Oh yeah, I have one of those. But I don't have a lot in Clone Wars because as the sets went on, like I said, I could only get my hands on so many. I bought that used. I don't have a box, don't have directions. Some missing pieces, but it was worth it. It's complete now. I built the ATOT out of spare parts. That's a modified. Alright, we're going to be modifying some of those 501st ATRT Scout Walkers. So they look a little more like this original one. Okay, as we keep going with the Clone Wars. Oh yeah, light up lightsabers. I love these things. Alright, the 87 cannon. I bought that, or I didn't buy that, I built that out of spare parts. The New Republic tanks, I've got 2 more of those. They're just still in the boxes. If I need them, I'm going to pull them out. If not, I'll save them for spare parts or other things. Alright. And you can't have a clone army without having somewhat of a droid army, and this is what I got in droids. Some of it, anyway. Sets that I don't have room for sometimes end up in plastic totes. Other ones have become spare parts for sets and builds. Alright, and this is where I kind of keep like stuff that still needs to be put together. Still sealed in its box. You know, the TIE Bomber down here in the corner. 2 more of the Republic tanks. I have 2 more AATs, or ATTs. That's the Mando helmet that my daughter got me for my birthday last year. And of course, we got the Lars Homestead build from May 4th. Obi-Wan hut. I thought having a second one would be a good idea for parts. That's why it's there. I just haven't gotten around and needed it yet. And of course, 2 of the original 501st battle packs, which are now retired. I think all of that is mostly retired except for maybe the tanks. They're going to be retired soon, as well as the bomber. Alright, and then we're getting into the 20th anniversary of the Scout Walker here. Yeah, it came with the 20th anniversary Darth Vader. I think that set now is $80 sealed, and that one is sealed. And of course, the Dark Trooper, I use that. I don't have any of those sets together. That's all spare parts, and I like the Dark Troopers. So I'll have about 12 of them here when I'm done. And of course, the Elite Guard for Snoke. 2 of the new 501sts. And then I do believe that's a Rebel Battle Pack, Booster Pack, and then the Clone Booster Pack. Those were a pain in the ass to get. And then my daughter got me this for Christmas, so that still needs to be put together and added to my collection as well. And then there's just a few sets I've had laying around. Some of it's from freebies. In fact, 2 of those sets are freebies. The Ninjago figures and the Ideas boat. And Star wants to say, oh, I'm sorry, Raven wants to say hi. Hi, Raven. Okay. But yeah, those are sets that I need to add to my collection and get together, or I'm using them in builds. Alright, we're coming back up to the top here, back up to these Clone Wars sets. In this top corner here. Alright, now that's Phoenix Home from Rebels, which was built out of an old Clone Wars medic vessel. I got tongue twisted there. But anyway, let's keep going. Alright, my Venator. Star-Lords from Marvel. You know, I keep all those ships. I like them. Different spaceships. You know, you never know when you can use them in a build. Anakin Starfighter actually goes there, and it's actually sitting inside the build right now. Alright, let's just keep on going. A few more of the Clone Wars sets that I have, that I bought when I first started collecting. And then we get into the First Order shit. Sorry. I don't have too much in the First Order stuff, just simply because, you know, at the time, you know, wasn't buying it to expand. I was just buying it to have one. That's why I don't do a lot with it. Alright. Let me see if I can move my shadow there. Alright, now here's my Mando section. We got 3 gauntlets here. One's for Maul. Let's zoom in and out. There we go. Yeah, I needed to have that, so I just built one. All kinds of Mandos. Dun, 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 dun. I gotta worry about Mike showing up with the sledgehammer. He's been threatening to take out my Din Djarin. Alright. We can't let that happen. Alright. And then, finally, I think this is the biggest army that I have out of all of it. It's my Imperial Army. I can't wait to add the TIE bombers in here. I'm going to build a tri-wing, because I'm thinking about doing a scene from Rebels next. Maybe. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. That's a lot of stormtroopers to fight. Got to give it up. That's why I put the gray plates down, so these guys wouldn't fall over on me every time a dog walked by. It gets to be a pain in the ass. Alright, we're going to go ahead and move back this way here a little bit. Alright. Now here right now I do plan on changing my room around, but for now, those are my parts. As you can see. It's where I keep a lot of spare Legos. It's what I build my bases out of and everything else. And then up in the top of the closet here, and it's a little dark. The totes, usually they're like sets, tires, things that I don't use too often, or just have a lot of. And then as well, of course, more parts. We all store our parts. Last but not least, the shadow there, my minifigure wall. Always needs changing. Gods are constantly falling. Probably because of the silly light switch being there. But hey, when you're in a tight room, what are you going to do? Yeah, it's a lot of figs. And the funny thing is, you get a lot of doubles doing this stuff. So right down there, that bottom shelf is all figs. I got a head here someplace that's full of figs too. Animals, body parts, armor, hats, things like that. Goofy stuff. We're back here again. You know, I almost forgot. Alright, I don't know if you can see behind me there, but let's take a look. Yeah. Alright, yeah, some more of my Droid Army there. Almost forgot the, pretty easy, a droid hauler, shuttle, spider droid. We got 2 more Hero Factory sets from Days of Old. And a bunch more spare parts. Yeah, I keep spare parts everywhere. It's just how it has to be, small room, what are you going to do? And then like I said, you got this cool effect that this door is just totally screwing up right now. But, yeah. Anyway. All right, my friends, now that we got everything checked out, my collection is always expanding. This is like my 3rd Star Wars collection. I originally went to the original movie in 1978, and I pretty much dated myself with that. But I always enjoyed Star Wars. It's been a big part of my life since I was little, and I decided to collect Lego because it came with figures and vehicle. And the idea behind my builds is to actually see those vehicles in somewhat of their element. I always thought that was cool to see when my friends did it when I was little. I've always liked the events. And so now I try to do that myself, and I'm still learning, and I will always be learning some kind of new technique to add to my builds, and I will keep evolving, and I will always be fighting bricks. I never have enough. And until that day comes where I can go to a drawer and get exactly what I need without having to sweat about how I'm going to do it, that I can't wait for that day. But I don't ever see it happening or coming anytime soon. But anyway, if you like what you saw here today, go ahead and hit that like button for me. It helps the algorithm out and lets me know I did a good job. And of course, if you got a good comment or you want something good to say, or you got a good idea, or just tell me where the hell you're from, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. And of course, we can't grow here as a family of Breaking Bricks unless you hit that subscribe button. I can't grow without that. So please, it takes you a second. For me, it means a lot. Otherwise, I want to thank all you new subscribers for joining my channel, and I'm just going to keep on building, and I'll see you next time here on Breaking Bricks.